Tommy, we're here in Spain. We obviously just arrived last night. How does it feel to be back with this under-21s group, especially having missed the camp in March?
Yeah, no, really good to be back with the 21s, like you said. Obviously, I've built quite a lot of friendships here over the past couple of camps that I've been with the 21s, so it's nice to see them again and obviously to get back training with the boys.
For you, this is a second consecutive week in Spain. For those who don't know, yourself, Lewis Fiorini and Leon King were involved last week in the men's A squad training. How was that experience?
Yeah, really good to test myself against some of those players who play week in, week out in the Premier League and high end in the Championship. Obviously, it's what I want to do to see where I can go, hopefully in the future. And yeah, just grateful for the opportunity that I got given as well.
We hear quite a lot about these June windows being quite tough on the players. I suppose from yourself it shows the level of commitment, having been here last week and been here again. I take it was a no-brainer when you found out?
Yeah, no, I was 100% going to be going to the training camp with the first team and then be coming here afterwards. At the end of the day, I'm a footballer and all I want to do is play football, so whenever I get the opportunity I'm never going to say no, so yeah.
What was it like when you first found out you were going to be involved last week? Was it Scott Gemmell that phoned you? Was it Steve Clark?
It was Scott. I was on holiday with a couple of my friends. Woke up and Scott rang me and saying I was going to go away training with the first team. And yeah, literally just buzzing after that. Couldn't really believe it, let it sink in and then prepared myself right and then got myself there and got training.
You train and you play at a very competitive level in the Championship, but how did it feel making was it a step up when you went to the national team training last week?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I was nervous before going out there because all I wanted to do was just do well. And I like to think I'd done that. I trained well when I was out there, worked hard, made sure I'd done everything right. But yeah, like you said, it's a step up and it's where I want to be ultimately at some stage of my career, so I've got to test myself against them players at some point.
Having had that taste of it now, do you think it makes it hungrier now that you've seen what the level is?
Yeah, for sure. Having had a little taste, like you said, just makes you want to keep doing it because I really feel like it made me a better player those 5 days out there, training with them every day. So if I can be training with those players on a consistent basis, I'm only going to be becoming a better player. So hopefully one day I can be playing at the stage that they're playing.
Just reflecting on the season from a club point of view, there's always ups and downs in football and I suppose you had your fair share just this season. Just going back right to the start of the season, did you maybe surprise yourself slightly with how well you kicked on?
Yeah, I think I've said it quite a few times now that I didn't really expect to be in the team at the start of the season. When I got my opportunity, I knew I had to take it with both hands, and credit to the gaffer that he stuck with me and he played me throughout the times when I wasn't doing so well, and obviously when I was scoring, I was staying in the team as well, so I'm thankful for him for the opportunity that he gave me, and then it was just down to me to perform then. And like you said, throughout the season there's your ups and downs and it's how you get through them and it makes you a better player at the end of the day. So yeah, every experience that I've had this season has been a good one.
You then suffered the hamstring injury midway through the season. Was that one of the first injury setbacks of that nature you've had in your career? How did you bounce back from that?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably the first serious one when I've actually been playing in the first team. I was obviously out for 3 months with it and it was a frustrating time because all you want to be doing is playing football, especially after the start that I had. But I got my head around it pretty quick and realised that I'm going to come back stronger, fitter and more hungrier than I was before. And I like to think I'd done that. I obviously come back and I scored a couple goals. So yeah, that hard work that I put in definitely paid off.
You'll be hoping to take that goal-scoring form into this week if you can. I know as a striker, getting off the mark for your country would be something important to you.
Yeah, defo. Obviously, when I'm playing, I'm always looking to score. And then if I can't score, how else can I help the team? Whether that's being a nuisance up top, pressing all the time. So yeah, I'm just trying to do my bit for the team.
We've spoke about it before. I know you've mentioned that your grandfather comes from Stirling. If you can tell us, maybe for someone who's not watched you play before, what playing for Scotland means to you and why?
I know how proud my granddad would be if he was still here, seeing me play for Scotland. So I think for me that's the most important things for my family and how important it means to them and for myself as well. When I put the shirt on, I know how much it means to everyone around me. So I think for me that's enough, and I really love it when I play for Scotland.
And finally, just touching on the under-21s, we've had a number of friendlies over the past year, but the serious matter of the qualification starts in September. What do you expect from these two matches against Norway this week?
Obviously, I think we need to prepare ourselves right, because ultimately after this, our next two games are qualifiers for the Euros, so we need to get what we need to get from these two games, prepare right, and make sure we start bonding together on the pitch, because the group does change quite a bit, so we need to gel as much as we can this trip and then take it into September when hopefully we can start the qualification games right.
All the best this week.
Thank you.